Alright, so I wanted to check out this new tent, because we've had a couple hella rain events down here in Georgia. This thing has done great. I went in, the tent is bone dry, no leaks. And I mean, I bet we got a 3-inch rain event today. There's been some wind. We got some rain the other day. Bone dry. I'm gonna walk in there in a minute. I have some small leaks in the screen porch enclosure, and it's not the fabric leaking. I think it's a small design flaw. Remember, this is a brand new tent, and maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I don't know any other way to do it. On the inside of the rain enclosure, there's a support bar that runs down either side. I'm getting water coming in the bar and dripping. So I'm thinking that maybe it's coming from the grommets or something and getting in on the pipe. That's not what it is. If you look, the tie-in flap, the screen and porch enclosure tie, the screen porch enclosure zips to the tent. Now, I put the tent up before I read all the directions. I erected the tent, then did the enclosure. You're supposed to zip the enclosure on first. But if you'll look, this rain flap, that's the zipper, right? This rain flap rolls upward, and I don't know how else to unroll it. I was gonna reverse this here, but if you reverse that, then this flap doesn't cover the zipper. So what I think, like I said, it's just a new tent. I think what needs to happen is, I think you just, from the factory, they just need to put a couple Velcro strips to hold that down. I think what's happening is I'm getting a little bit of water in the zipper pocket, and then it's running down the zipper and hitting the metal pipe. So let's walk inside. And dude, I mean, it's something I could add it myself, but they may not even had anybody think about that. And it's the same way on the other side. Let me show you. See how the flap is folded upward and that zipper is exposed, and it's not a ton of water, but it's getting in. I mean, I've had tents collapse, so a drop here, a drop there in porch enclosure, I'm good with it. But if we can get it waterproof 100%, I'm gonna make that recommendation. But if you notice, there's a little bit of water on the tarp, and again, that, you know, it was bare ground, it'd just be a little muddy. But if you look, you see the water running the pipe. It is not coming through the canvas. The canvas is not leaking, but you can see the moisture, you know, dripping down the corners. And like I said, I think what it is, all it is that flap. I think we need to, from the factory, just run a couple pieces of Velcro, problem solved. The water's just coming in the zipper, running down the pipe, and doing it on both sides. Look, see the moisture there? Running down the pipe and just dripping down the pipe. No big deal, can be fixed. I'm gonna call Kodiak and see if I can pay a seamstress to do it or something without voiding the warranty. Anyway, dude, I love it either way, I love it. Here's the tent. When I first open it, you'll see a little moisture because I stepped in with wet feet. But we are bone dry. I mean, bone dry. And it's rained for 2 days, and I guarantee we got 3.5, 4 inches of rain today. I mean, there's no water anywhere. This thing is bone dry. All right. I'm also, if you guys remember my first video, I told you I felt like I could get 5 grown men in here. Without a wood stove, I still stand by that statement. If you use these disco bed cots, shit, if they made a 3-story one, you could get there. But you can get another extension. So I'm gonna buy an extension. This is the XL cot. You got that cot right there. You can see the height of it compared to the sidewall of the tent. I could slide this cot over a little bit. I can buy another one of those cots and put it right here, and the guys could sleep with their feet down there, heads up this way on the bunk bed cots. That would leave you with all this room here for storage, leave you all this room here for storage, and still leave you room for a wood burning stove. So with the wood burning stove, I'm saying 4 grown men can get in here. And believe it or not, remember, you don't need a center pole storage. So Disco Bed makes a trundle cot. If you took this out, if you were camping somewhere that didn't require that, you could use that 5th trundle bed cot. and you know, just run it at an angle or something like that. But comfortably, 4 men, set up 2 disc-bed cots without a wood stove in the summertime. If you have 3 sets of these cots, you're putting 6 grown men in here, and then you have, you know, a 6x6 area in the middle for guys to stand up, move around, and then you know, you can put clothes and all under your cots, and then you still have your 8x8, you know, for tree stands or wet boots or whatever other kind of gear. So I'm gonna back up a little bit. I think comfortably with the wood stove, 4 men, not 5. Without the wood stove, if you use the right cots, you could put 6 grown men in here, easy, and still have a bunch of room right here in the center. So I just want to give you all that review because we got pounded by rain. A couple guys asked me how this tent held up, and pretty impressive. And a little bit of moisture coming in. It's a new tent, and it's something that I think they can easily fix just by adding Velcro. And all it is right there at that zipper point. I think that water's coming in right there at the zipper, and then just riding the rail and dripping down the rail. Easy fix. Well worth the money.